Greetings! Today is May 7th, 2026, and we're back with another video. And in this video, we're going to be reviewing the newly released DC Multiverse Gangbuster from Mcfarlane Toys. Now, when I got this, I pre-ordered it like maybe a week before the actual announcement of this actually, coming out. And, GameStop is usually good as far as my pre-orders. Every GameStop has an allocation of how many they're going to sell in their particular store. But usually when I put my pre-orders in, I usually get, what I ordered. Now, I know this is already showing up in certain locations at like Target and stuff, but I decided to go with the GameStop route. I didn't want to miss my chance on picking up Gangbuster, and it is a red label. So, as far as GameStop, you're going to be paying, I guess, a premium or whatever. But I just wanted to make sure I secure Gangbuster. But let's crack this bad boy open and take a closer look.
Hey, it's the
And here we have Gangbuster. Now, how Gangbuster came out, I actually like his design of the character. And I'm going to tell you something. I didn't know who Gangbuster was, okay? Flat out. I may have seen a comic book of him, but I did not know who Gangbuster was. But Gangbuster comes from pretty much the Superman comics. He's actually a crime fighter that just came out the blue. And, he has a great fight. I actually read the comic recently. He had a great fight with Guardian. So Guardian is the reason why he was here, had a fight with them. And during the fight, you discover that Gangbuster, this vigilante of justice, is attacking Lex Luthor Corp. And he almost, gets him until Brainiac shows up and pretty much paralyzes him in his mind. And the fight goes on into the streets. I mean, Gangbuster is very powerful. This is a deep cut. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a deep cut character. But the Guardian comes along and he fights him, and then he pretty much tears off some of his shirt, revealing that it's actually Superman. Now, I thought that was a very good twist in the story. You know what I'm saying? As far as this character, because this character shows up and nobody knows who he is. He's going after Lex Corp. He's trying to take down Lex Luthor. He's evading the cops, but you can tell that there's some sort of disturbance in his mind. He doesn't want to hurt cops. He has all of the toughness of Superman, but he also has his morals as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't want to fight the cops and everything, so he gets away, and then he runs into the Guardian, and him and Guardian have a battle, and then all of a sudden, like right around here is where his shirt gets ripped, and it reveals that it's actually Superman. So I thought that was a pretty cool story. You know what I'm saying? It was a one-shot, it seemed like a one-shot story, but it was still good. But as far as like the characters that Todd is making, I appreciate these deep cut characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a deep cut character. I don't think, I don't even remember if he even had a previous release from Mattel from before. But, as far as Todd giving us an all new sculpt and everything. Now, as far as his, try to zoom in. As far as his design, his helmet is all sculpted on. You can see his eyes under the visor that he has, but it's all painted. But I actually like that. Todd could have went with a clear, visor up here, clear glasses, and actually have a sculpted under. But I actually like the comic look, honestly. The comic look isn't that bad, and it really goes to show how creative, Todd's team gets as far as making characters, especially a deep cut character like this character. It shouldn't be made in these times, right? Like, no one's going to run out. There's no real hype for a Gangbuster, not that I'm aware of anyway. I mean, you get your Superman, your Batmans and everything, but there's really no big hype for a character like Gangbuster. But I'm glad that, the Mcfarlane team made him. He comes with nunchucks. He also comes with 2 sets of hands. He comes with this hands right here, the splayed hands, and he comes with a fist. And he also has his gripping hands for his nunchucks. And the nunchucks is pretty much a chain, so you get a nice, cool whip around chain like Michelangelo. But I actually like this design. I'm glad that they actually put detail and actually giving us metal chain with that. He also comes with this around his waist. Now, this around his waist is like his belt, so it's like, you can't remove it from what I'm seeing. because it's like it hangs on there. But I actually like that it's not sculpted on the actual pants itself. It's actually hangs loose. So it's pretty cool. It gives a little freedom, you know what I'm saying? His articulation, he can lean all the way back like that, lean forward. His arms and his sculpts reminds me of another character that was released before because the pattern design. But I actually like this pattern design. If they're gonna make, you know, some side characters like this, some B-list characters, I actually like this sculpt. This sculpt actually fits him pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He has the treads on his boots and everything. You know what I'm saying? There's no thigh swivel, but the knees bend about that much. He also has toe articulation. So you get a real good pose with him if you know, have him battling in like your diorama back alley or something. But I really like the fact that, you know, we getting a Gangbuster. His arms go all the way like this. You know what I'm saying? He has articulation in his wrist. So his wrists articulate. His head movement doesn't go up that far. It doesn't clear because of the helmet and the way it's sculpted in the collar. It doesn't go up that much, but he can look down that much. And I actually like this guy, man. I like, you know, this is a character, like I said, I was not anticipating no Gangbuster, but reading the backstory of him and who he is, his legs go all the way out that far. They kick up about that much. They go back about that much. And he can almost touch his his rear with his foot. But overall, I actually like the design of this character. This has become a favorite of mine recently. I'm actually going to definitely take some pictures of him in like a back alley street fight with some goons or whatever. But yeah, man. And then having him next to Guardian after you read the comic, it pretty much now you would definitely need to get a Guardian. If you don't know Guardian, or you did not want to pick up Guardian, I highly recommend you pick up Guardian because now you have Gangbuster. And their story dynamic in the comics is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? If you want to relive that scene of him fighting from rooftop to rooftop. And this guy is really like Captain America of DC. And I actually like him the more I read about him. But yeah, it's not really an A-list character. Okay? Like, you know, the attention to detail and everything, he gave him his pads on his collar and everything, is really good. You know what I'm saying? I really like Gangbuster and how he came out. Now, as far as size comparison, here he is standing next to DC's Guardian. And here he is standing next to DC Multiverse 2-pack Bane. Here he is standing next to DC Multiverse newly released Platinum Series Black Canary. And here he is standing next to Superman from the 2-pack Godzilla 2-pack. Which, with this Superman, perfect body, different head sculpt, still like it. And finally, here he is standing next to the newly released Supergirl. I did some modifications on this one. I did change out her skirt from with the other classic shirt that we got from the first version of Supergirl. And I think it came out pretty good. And that concludes my video. Overall, I think this is a perfect figure of Gangbuster. He came out pretty well. I actually like the design and the detail of him. I like the character. The more I know about him, the more I read about him. And yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you plan on picking this character up. You know, as far as like these red labels and everything, I'm glad that GameStop is getting them. But even if it's an upcharge, I'm willing to spend it just to make sure I secure it rather than wasting gas money to hunt this guy down. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think, and I'll catch you in another video in the future. Peace.